Doesn't start yet. Yes! Here we are! And here we are as well. So we need to be in both. Where should we look, Robert? I don't know. So guys, welcome and welcome and welcome everyone in the world. We are so happy to be here. We're about to start this crazy redhead interview.
I'm scared.
I know, you should be. And we invite you all to come to my group. It's called in Hebrew, איך להציג את עצמי ב-30 שניות, השיטה הג'ינג'ית. So if you don't get it, I'm going to say it 100 times.
3 more times.
Now, in a row?
I'm going to try to say it.
איך להציג את עצמי ב-30 שניות, השיטה הג'ינג'ית. איך להציג את עצמי ב-30 שניות, השיטה הג'ינג'ית. איך להציג את עצמי ב-30 שניות, השיטה הג'ינג'ית. What is ג'ינג'ית?
G'injit, ginger. Redhead.
Yes! We're going to ask many questions, רוברט, and we're going to see if he knows the answer. אז תצטרפו אלינו, הלינק למעלה, אנחנו אוהבים אתכם כבר מעכשיו. Come.
It's Robert Shemin. Hello to Robert Shemin Israel, Robert Shemin the World, Project X. Great community meeting last night. And right now, you're in this for a special treat. Go to G'injit.
Yes.
Right? And we're going to do a big, in-depth interview. And this is the one. The redhead is going to interview me. So you're going to learn stuff you've never learned before, hear stuff you've never heard. So come on over. They know where to go.
Yes, we have a link, right, Gilad?
And I've never done this. I've never been on 2 Facebook Lives at once, yours and mine. So all you there, Robert Shemin,
it's like a
come
threesome.
Come. Switch over now. How come you haven't switched yet? So switch now. No. Now. You're still listening. Switch. And we're going to have a great interview. We're starting right now. When are we starting?
Now.
Yalla.
עכשיו. Bye, guys. Come over.
See you over at the other Facebook.
So, we can start now because these guys are going to join us. We are going to speak in English. So if you need a translation, maybe... Yeah, and he's going to do some Hebrew stuff that he knows the best. Yeah, nice. Did you ever say it to a woman?
G'injit?
No, like מה קורה ג'ינג'ית.
No, I say מה קורה חמודה.
Okay, you didn't say מה קורה ג'ינג'ית. So on the first, he said it too. I'm so excited.
Ooh.
So here we are in Harold's Hotel in a private suite. But we didn't do anything besides taking pictures, putting all the Facebook Lives live today. You know, we have a bed here, we have everything, and we're just doing Facebook Live. Get live, right? A redhead. He said the song.
I love Israel. Tachlis. We know what you're thinking. We're going to tell you what's going on. Nothing.
The beach is here. It's a beautiful day. I'm sweating like crazy because I didn't find parking and I had to run all the stairs up to the 17th floor. 16th
I can't believe it. No parking in Tel Aviv. No.
Could you believe it? Could you believe it? So already people are asking who is more redhead, or me or you. So
this
that's
isn't
the
red?
first. Wait, that's the first question I wanted to ask. Thank you, Margalit, for that. And Tommy said you have a very good Hebrew. So tell me, are you really a redhead? And you know I'm not talking about your hair color.
The truth comes out. I'm a redhead. I dye my hair because people could handle it. There's only room for one redhead in Israel. But no, this is all natural. I don't even have a comb. I don't own a brush. I go all natural.
Natural redhead. So, you know I'm talking about the character, right?
Yes.
And of course, redhead is not about the color of your hair. I always say that. That's why the redhead technique is not about the color.
What's tachlis in English? Tough, real. There's no exact translation. It's my favorite word in Hebrew, tachlis.
Yeah.
Get down to it, real. Give me the meat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, totally.
The redhead.
Yeah. So I think you are.
Why is that?
A redhead. What is redhead for you?
Fire, passion, excitement, adventure, high energy.
Thank you, Gilad, for all your hearts and smiles. You should come over here and tell people that they can join us.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so this was the first question I wanted to ask Rovert, because I really think, you know, many people, they say, oh, you're a redhead, it's natural for you to be full of passion, it's natural for you to be with fire, but I always say it has nothing to do with the color of your hair.
It's attitude.
It's attitude. And this is something that so many people just don't get. They're like, oh, you have it. Oh, Rovert, it's easy for him. He has money. He can do real estate all around the world, right? People invite him to give his lectures all around the world, right? But wait, how did he get to that actually, right? Yeah. So I'm always saying you need this ginger spice, and then people say, oh, of course you have it, right? So how did you actually get it? I mean, when did you know that you love so much, this thing of being on stage, talking to people, getting to, you know, connection with people. When did you understand it first? How old were you?
I have no idea. And literally, I'm sitting here, and we are in a lovely suite in Israel. I was here when I was 17 in Israel, and people look at me, they look at you, oh, she's a beautiful redhead, she's had it lucky all her life, right? They just gave her all the things. I'm sure it's not true.
No, I'm fighting men.
Yeah. And people don't know this about me. I didn't speak until I was about 10. I had a speech impediment. I didn't walk until I was about 8. I flunked out every class. I come from a great family, but they were so great and no wealth. Very poor Jewish family in Tennessee, or not so wealthy, whatever. Great family, though. I left when I was 15. I was a homeless teenager.
Wow.
I actually came to Israel when I was 17. I was homeless in Israel.
What's more fun? Being homeless there?
People look at me, American in a suit. You know, why is he wearing a suit in Israel? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
And, you know, you must be lucky. But I do say this, once you're doing what you love, then things happen. I always ask this question. Do you think the world, energy, God, Hashem works against you or for you? Mm-hmm. And I think when you're on your path, it works for you. I never thought I would speak to anybody. I couldn't speak. And no joke.
Really? Like not talking?
Until I was 10,
This is how you talked? Until you were 10? Wow. This guy, which today speaks in front of hundreds and thousands of people all around the world, couldn't talk until he was 10 years old.
And people still don't believe it. A woman spent 1 year with me almost every day, a speech pathologist, and she's taught me how to speak. And now my family's kind of regretting it. They're like, we liked it better. We didn't really talk so much. You won't shut up.
Oh, I know. Well, I didn't shut up from the moment you know.
And then when I started speaking, they thought, oh, Robert's going to be better now. He's walking. We had brace on my legs. And then I had dyslexia, but I didn't know until I was 18. So I made 0, 0, 0 in every class. A lot of negativity. Everybody has negativity.
Yeah.
And guess who the most negative person I know is?
Who?
Me.
You?
The voice in the brain.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
I mean, I had teachers saying, what's wrong with you? You can't do this. Your problems, a bad attitude. Were you like that growing up?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had a lot of attitude problem, and mostly like
you get in trouble a lot.
I got a lot of trouble. I fell all the time. Like I was I was a tomboy. Yeah, I was a tomboy. I was just running, boom, falling on my face, falling on my head, falling on like everything. And all the people in my class, like when I was young, like elementary school, they didn't like me at all. So I was very like not a shy girl, but I was not a shy at all. But I always thought that because I'm such a redhead energy thing, then it's a bad thing to be like that.
But when I was young, I was always fairly happy.
You
for some reason. I don't know why.
Even though you didn't speak, even though
I was homeless for a while. I was living on $1 a day. That's about 4 shekels a day. So people, for almost a year.
Wow.
But again, I'm not complaining. I was kind of happy. And I always tell you have to find someone who's positive, because I wasn't. And I was my grandmother made sure recipes Zafta.
Zafta.
Many. She was the only one in my life I remember. None of the teachers, the family. She would say, Robert, you can do whatever you want to do. Don't listen to all them. Because the voice in her head says, you can't do this, you can't be rich, you can't be successful, you have to suffer. Go to school. If you don't like school, suffer some more. Get a job. If you don't like your job, suffer some more. Correct?
Yeah.
And if you suffer enough, right, nice Jewish family.
Maybe you'll get to something.
Yeah, when you're 70, and then you
die.
It's like
Polish.
Were you in my family?
I'm actually probably Neuderfer, shemin, same thing.
Shemin tov.
Neuderfer is a great village, is beautiful village.
Where's the grandparents from?
Germany.
Oh, that's
like
good.
Polish,
that's wonderful, yeah.
Polish, but the name is from Germany.
Yeah, alles good.
Yeah, alles good in saying suffer, suffer, suffer until you die.
Belarus, grandparents.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had a rough time. They walked out of Russia. But anyway, I didn't like their plan, and I always knew, I didn't know what, there was something different.
Yeah, in your head.
And how many of you feel different? Like you're going, wait a minute, okay, this is okay, I'm in school, I'm in work, I'm doing the right things, but there's got to be more, there's got to be another way. Did you feel that way?
I always felt it. I always felt it.
And then I'm like, this makes no sense. Everybody's working, not everybody, but most people, my family, 40, 50, 80 hours a week at a job they don't like.
They hate.
They're complaining another 30 hours a week. That's like 120 hours a week.
It's terrible.
Nobody has money in my family. And I'm like, wait a minute, this makes no sense. Why would people do something they don't like for money they complain about, which is never enough? And I'm always thinking, we didn't have any money. I'm like, something's wrong. Something's got to be different.
I know.
But I had no plan. Remember, Writing books, I'm dyslexic. If you would have told me when I was 26 years old I'd write a book, I'm like, write what?
Like, what is writing?
That I would speak to people. Nobody listened to me. Nobody would.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and I really mean this. I come to Israel and I remember walking in Jerusalem. I had no food, no money for 2 days, and I was really at a bottom.
Yeah.
And I said, something good will happen. And a beautiful redhead woman named Lisa Treitman, who knew my family from Arkansas, was in Jerusalem. She took me in and fed me. I met some rabbis. They took care of me. She saved my life.
Wow. And are you still in touch with her?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah? How old
She's
is
probably
she?
on the Facebook.
Yeah.
We never say a woman's age. She's older than me. But no, just a friend. Really amazing people. And I fell in love with Israel. I always have. But the point is, I remember, like you do, you remember 5th grade, 8th grade. I had no friends. I was flunking. Things weren't going well. And it was a nightmare. Life was not good. And I would say, and then I'm here and talking to you. People are listening to me. I have a book. I'm speaking. I do real estate. We're helping people, a lot of people.
It's crazy.
And I think it's a dream.
I'm
convinced I'm going to wake up. I'll be back on the streets with nothing.
Do you still have that voice in your head?
Always. Everybody
does.
Listen, I've worked with some of the most successful people in the world. I can't mention their names. Rock stars, actors, billionaires. Who you look at and they go, they have everything. And everybody has that voice. Am I doing the right thing? I could lose everything. Should I be here? What should I do? What if this happens? What if that happens? Whatever level you're at, there's always a challenge. I don't care who you are, what. So the question is, how do you react to it? So I made a choice. I was a little depressed sometimes. I wasn't happy all the time. I didn't like it. It wasn't fun. So I decided to be happy. Wealth is not a number. It's an attitude.
So it's a decision. That's what you're actually saying.
I work with homeless children in South America. I show pictures of them. They have nothing. No shoes, no parents, no teachers, no school, no home. They're in the street. And I say, do they have a choice between wealth and poverty? And everyone goes, no, they have nothing. They have a choice. We go around, we beg them to come in. We teach them a business. We don't give them a business. We teach them.
You teach them how to open a business,
how
to own a business?
We have 16 and 19, 18-year-old homeless kids who are making $10,000 a month. Now, that's not the normal. In 2 years. And using the same concepts we teach. And again, they have we don't give them money. They have to go earn that. Sometimes it takes them a month to save $1, 3 shekels, 4 shekels to start their business. And I'll show you, I could show them to you. And within 2-3 years, they're 18. And they started with nothing. Everybody has a choice. And then people, we bring them, they say, do you have a choice? They said, yeah, I was on the street. The charity came out and said, listen, come in, we'll help you. Most nights, like everybody, they say, I'm not going to go there. I'm comfortable, even though I'm homeless. I don't want to take a risk.
Risking like what?
We offer them free food, a place to stay. Everything has a risk for doing it and a risk for not doing it. And people say, if I start something or do something, it's too risky, so I'll stay the same.
Yeah.
Until the pain becomes too great. That's what will make people change. That's what made me change.
Wow.
We all say, oh, I'm going to move towards something and get a better life. That's not what motivates people. It's very hard to change. Everyone is limited, even me. I got this business, why not this business? I'm helping this amount of people, why not this amount of people? Correct?
Yeah, true.
If you're going to do it, why not? And what's the risk of not doing it? Not going to the next level, not taking the step? Again, whatever level you're at, we all go home and I go, did I do the right thing? I could have done more. I'm not sure. I'm scared. Is this going to work out? And the question is how do you deal with it? How do you react to it?
So you have this voice inside your head, which everyone has, and you admit it, because so many people are like not. They're like, oh, I'm over it, and now I'm successful. I don't have these voices anymore. I used to have them when I was a child, my mother, my father, my teacher. Now I'm like I'm okay with myself and this and that. But actually, what's beautiful about Robert's monologue here was all about that. Hey, I'm here in this level that I couldn't even believe that I would ever be when I was like homeless in the streets. And I still have this voice inside my head saying, hey, maybe it's all just a dream,
Programming. I went to a beautiful lunch day in Tel Aviv, Sheila.
Yeah. It's
food.
a great restaurant.
And I pulled my credit card out, and for 1 second, my mother and grandfather's voice says, don't borrow money. Borrowing money is bad. And I'm like, but it's okay, I've got the money. But no, but my mother's voice since I was 2, 8, 12, 20, right? And
I know.
She passed peacefully, but if she knew how many credit cards and how much money I'm borrowing, she'd be, well, it's dangerous, don't do it. And where do those voices come from? Who taught us how to make money? Who taught us to be wealthy? Listen, our grandparents, for good reason, said, don't take risks. Don't borrow money. Don't trust the banks. They had good reason. The Holocaust and the pogroms and everything. But now things are different.
Yeah.
But we still have those fears.
I know this so badly.
Don't make a move. Don't step out. Don't get attention. They'll cut your head off.
I know. So you're doing a lot of real estate, and you're talking a lot about this thing of making money with real estate, even when you don't have money to begin with.
I started with nothing.
But you started with nothing, and you teach people how to do that. But many people here also that are in this Redhead group. They have like this small business, one man and one woman show. Some of them are. Teaching, therapists.
Look, everyone in Israel is a healer, coach, and has a business. So let's just get that out of the way.
Yeah. So, but of course.
Mazel tov.
Yeah, each and every one of them, as me, as everyone, we also want to develop, right? Yeah. So we ask ourselves every time, again and again, like, is this enough for me? Maybe this small thing is good enough for me, or should I move forward? What else should I do? How can I expand? Inside, what I do now.
Or how about this one? I want to help people, and if I make money, I can't help people because making money is bad. And if I help people, then I'm better because subconsciously money's bad for artists. Correct? You're an artist.
Yeah, I come from the art world.
We got to be poor. We have to suffer.
It's like something. If you don't suffer, you cannot create your art, right? You don't have inspiration.
Whatever you think, you're right. There are wealthy artists. There are wealthy healers. King Solomon, some of the best healers I've worked with are very successful. You have to practice what you preach. Money's a tool.
Yeah,
it's a thing. We have so much emotion about it. You can't get rich with emotion. So I make money in real estate because I love to write books. I love to travel. I love to help people. I love to do healing work too. And I love to study and make people feel good. It's just a tool. And one of the best ways to make money, I believe, is investing. You can start a business, exit. That's a lot of work. I don't like to work so much. Real estate. And it's basic numbers.
Yeah.
So I worked in restaurants for years. You ever work in a restaurant?
I was a waitress for 2 days and I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
I was so bad. I dropped all the cake and all the chocolate.
Let me guess, you have a problem with authority, the bosses.
How did you find out?
Right? So
I do.
I worked at McDonald's for 3 hours. I had a better way for them to do the hamburgers. They didn't listen. It threw me out. But I learned a lot.
Did you see the movie?
Which one?
About McDonald's.
Supersize Me?
No,
the founder. The founder.
Yeah.
Interesting. It was a great movie.
It is. It's very interesting.
Yeah. But the point...
You worked there for 3 hours.
Yeah. The point is, so I worked at a restaurant. And let's say I was selling a chicken dinner for $10, schnitzel, or 30 shekels. I was a great waiter. I did it for 15 years.
Wow.
I made 25% tips.
Wow.
Well, except for one thing, how are you going to get rich? 20% of $10 is $2. 20% of 50 shekels is 10 shekels, correct?
Yeah.
And if you sell enough of what you're selling, you make money. In real estate, $100,000, 400,000 shekels, $1 million, and it's the same system. It works all over the world. 20% of $200,000 is $40,000. That's one deal.
Yeah.
20% of $1 million shekels is 200,000 shekels. How many of those do you have to do a year to make money? Now, whatever your business is fine, but most of us trade our hours.
It's true.
So I work an hour for 50 shekels, 100 shekels, 200, whatever, 400 shekels. Well, how do you make more money? Work more hours. It doesn't work.
You're in the rat race.
It's very challenging. So my goal was, I had no money, no credit, was to get one property a year. And then in a few years, I'll have a few properties. I had a full-time job, and I had two advantages. I had no money and no credit.
So you're saying actually not having money is an advantage?
Yes, and let me tell you. Now, when I say that, a lot of people say, oh, when you have nothing, you have nothing to lose. You ever heard that?
Of course.
Well, let me tell you something. I was homeless, and I work with homeless people. And if you're homeless and have one piece of bread or your shoes,
you have a lot to lose.
And somebody tries to take your dollar or your piece of bread or your shoes, you will kill somebody.
Yeah.
You know, you can have my shoes right now. I don't care. Take my watch. I don't.
Oh, nice. I'll take it.
No problem. You're serious. You want it?
No.
It goes with your. It's
I know.
Yeah. By the way, I don't. I had this thing when somebody asked me or something.
Wow, it's so beautiful, though.
Yeah, take it. It's $80K for Beverly Hills. It's yours. Give it to somebody.
You're kidding.
No, why not?
We'll talk about it later. You guys like.
No, I'm serious.
I know he's serious. You know why? Because when I saw, I'm sorry,
I give away a lot of watches.
I'm sorry, you give away much more because I saw one of your lectures.
Yeah.
And the first thing you did was coming on stage. You didn't even walk on stage. You were walking down before the stage. You're saying, I have $100 or something
yeah,
here.
Who wants it?
So there was
most people are like, no, it's a trick. It's an
Yeah,
American seminar. This is dangerous.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna play this game. This young boy, of course, young boy,
no fear.
which is still, he has this voices in his head, but not like so much as our adults. So he's like, yeah, me. He was the first one. You actually gave him the bill. The second time you said it, everyone was, pulling their hands up, and you were like laughing. You said, why didn't you do it for the first time, right?
Yeah.
So I know I'm gonna get this watch. Watch it. No, I'm not. But anyways, tell us about the story. But so you want these shoes. You have it.
I have no money, no credit. Correct. And
the sentence is not right. When you don't have anything, you're actually more afraid to lose it.
Right. And when you're in abundance, it's an attitude. Yeah. I know that, first of all, I have other watches. If I give her this watch, first of all, she's a nice lady, a nice guy. I've given watches away. I know that I give it to her with love and sharing, right? Not ego. And I used to think, oh my God, if I give her this watch, I'll lose this watch. I'll never get this watch back. This is horrible. My mother says, don't give your watch away.
And I worked so much to get this watch. And
I know that something good's going to happen to me. People help me. I help other people. That it's an attitude, and you call it faith, Hashem, energy, God, whatever. But it's an attitude. People think if I spend $1, I lose $1.
Yeah.
Well, what's the return, or am I giving it the right way, or is it a good investment? Correct?
Yeah.
And I'm not doing it as a trick. It's just, why not? What's the big deal? It's a watch, right? Yeah. Money, it's no attachment, right?
It's amazing.
There's plenty of watches.
And when you started, were you like this?
No way. No, I couldn't pay my rent.
How old were you?
What happened to me was I was pretty, not miserable, but I never had money. I was stressed out about money. I worked 2 jobs, restaurants, other ones. I was 27, and I met a mentor. So everything I was taught about money, you have to have money to make money. You have to be super smart, be a doctor, lawyer,
finish college,
engineer. That's how I was brought up, like everybody.
Of course.
And I wasn't those things.
Yeah.
And my family said, listen, we don't really have a chance. Give it up. We're not in that club.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a rough time. We're stressing. Yeah. And I met a guy. He was never went to high school. I never graduated high school. And he was worth about $10-15 million when I met him. He was not sophisticated, very simple man. He was doing real estate. And I met him. I didn't believe it, like most people. It's a story, a seminar, Facebook, American. I met this guy.
What is he trying to sell?
Yeah. And I met him. And in 5 minutes, I had an epiphany. I said, this guy can do this. No background, no smart family. First of all, everything I was told wasn't true. Second of all, maybe I could do it. Not probably. What if there's a chance?
So that's the name of the book, actually. איזה שאידיוט הזה עשיר ואני לא. How come this idiot...
And he told me how he did it. It seemed too simple. So I debated him and argued with him, because that's what we do,
of
right?
course.
Not in Israel, but other
places.
places.
In Israel we never do that.
No.
לא, מה פתאום?
Yeah, I love Israel. It's like, what is this? I don't want to be a friar. Let me, is this real?
Yeah,
it's good. It's people are smart. You got to be smart, And why I say I had no money, and I said, how am I going to buy property? I've got $100, $180 to be exact in my bank account. My net worth. My rent was $800. I had a roommate. I was 3 months behind in rent.
Wow.
I had no money. I was stressed all the time.
Why?
To this day, when I go to the ATM, no joke, and money comes out, I get so excited. Because for years it was like, maybe, I don't know. Now
hoping.
I love Israel. You go negative, correct? It doesn't matter. Not in America.
I know. In America you can't.
No. Israel, I love Israel. Let's go negative. Everybody negative.
No, it's not that smart, though.
No, it's not.
You have not a good finance.
Right.
Anyways. Okay, so
what happened
he
was,
taught you...
I went to my mentor. I said, how can I buy property? I have no money and no credit. Nothing. He said, well, you can't.
The mentor?
Yeah.
Okay.
And by the way, I think he might be Israeli. He's talkless. I said, what do you mean I can't? Because with that attitude, you can't. Because all you tell me what you can't do. You control with your words. It's in the Bible, the Torah, the power of the word.
Yes, it's
you
true.
Can't? He said, you can't. He goes, ask this question. How can I? I said, well, I can't. He goes, well, you can't. How can I find the money? So whatever you don't have, I found people that had it. I went to investors, to people. I didn't even know them. I said, hey, I found a deal. I'm thinking about starting a business. That's what everybody does in Israel, startups. And I found people that have what I don't have. I found some people with credit. They borrowed the money. It was a very good real estate deal. And they put the money in. Now, why do I say it's an advantage? If I would have had 100,000 shekels or $50,000, I would have bought one little house, right? And I'd be finished. If I had credit, like everybody, I'd go to Bank Hapolim or Bank America or Bank Leumi or Bank Discount, and I'd borrow 100,000 shekels. The bank would say, that's all, and I'd be done. So you're finished, correct?
Yeah.
And I found to use other people's money, other people's credit. And there's 9 different ways to finance deals. And then people will say, well, you can't do that in Israel. You can't do that in America. And the reason they say you can't, because they haven't done it.
And they're afraid.
Right. You're an actress. I've seen your stuff. You sing. I'm like, I could never act. Right? Because I've never done it. But if I take a class, I'm going to be as good as you. Right?
Maybe you will.
But, you know, if I take a class and start out small, in a year or 2, I could act a little bit.
Of course you can. I always say, you know, to my clients that they come over, they can be like really big shots, business people, CEOs of the company. But when they need to present, because this is what I do with the Redhead technique, like I teach them how to stand on stage, what you do very natural, then they say, I don't have it, you know, I'm not an actor, they say. I'm not like you, Idit. Can you do it instead of me? And I'm like telling them, you know what? You can. It's in your head. Let's start and then see how suddenly you fall in love with it. And this is actually what happens. You fell in love with stage.
And once you do it, you're on stage, you say a joke or sing a song or make an expression, you go, wow, I can do it a little bit. Your confidence goes up, and then you say, I can.
Exactly.
And then it gets easier, and then you get addicted to it. It's
fun.
Oh,
it's true, you do.
Yeah. So I tell people, let's do a deal, 2 deals, 3 deals. Well, I can't. Well, of course you can. Or I'm not an actor. I'm poor. I don't have money. I can't do it. And then you go talk to your friends and family. Be careful. I went to my family. They actually did an intervention, you know, where they invited me to dinner, and they locked the door and said, listen, we heard you borrowed money from one of the relatives.
My God.
We heard that you're doing real estate. Are you on drugs? Are you drinking?
Do you need help?
I don't do drugs or drink. They said, listen, you know, something wrong, because they will tell you can't do, because they've never done it. Correct?
Yeah.
If everybody's making 30,000, 100,000 shekels a year, how are they going to buy houses in Israel or Spain or U.S.?
Nothing.
Right? But think about this. Do people make money in real estate in Israel? Yes. Correct?
Of course.
Are people making money in America? Yes. Now, people lose money? Yes.
Of course.
Why? They don't have a system. Correct? So if you put me on stage at the Tel Aviv Theater, it's not going to go well. Correct?
If I put you on stage on Tel Aviv Theater, if you're going to perform with your lecture.
Or ballet. Ballet.
Okay, ballet, no. Yeah. I'm not sure. I mean,
I'm not trained. I have no system. I have no mentoring, no
But it's
coach.
going to be funny to see you with a tutu.
Yeah, you like that.
Scared.
Get that thought out of your mind. But
no.
But if I go for 5 years or 2 years and I get the best ballet teacher, still for me it's probably not going to be so good. But
you will make it. You're going to go on stage. You're going to dance.
And I practice and I get a system and you know how to teach me. It's going to be okay. And maybe we shouldn't use ballet. That's a really bad image. Elephant,
but I want to see you in 5 or 10 minutes.
No,
it's going to be amazing.
But I, you know, it's funny. We're joking about it, but I do martial arts.
Oh.
And our instructor actually made us take 6 months of ballet.
Really?
And we actually did it. So when you want to see my pleurette, it's no problem.
We'll see it after.
But I've been trained. A little bit.
So it's actually all about training, and the thoughts in your head will always be there, but you actually need to continue doing what you were doing with a system, which I heard you actually have this model called FAST.
Yeah. How to
I
find
love
a
the
deal,
name.
How to analyze it, systems for success, whether you rent it, fix it, sell it, and then turn it into profit. And with checklists, you know, we're here in Idit, Fatal. They have a hotel in Eilat. Next door is the Sheraton and the Renaissance and the Hilton. They have hotels all over the world.
True.
Wait a minute, how can they have a hotel in another country? They have a system and a team.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if you have a bad system, you have a bad business.
Yeah.
If you have a bad team, you have a really bad business.
Yeah.
If you have a good team and a good system, you have a good business. And I bet you in acting, there's a system.
Yeah, of course.
Method acting, in singing, in presenting. And once you learn the system, people, every day you do this. It's not so bad. I can do it. I'm getting better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But you have to start. And everyone will come up with every reason. And let's talk about the thinking. I call it stinking thinking. Smelly. In Ivrit.
Meriach.
Yeah. Every time I think, now you got to be smart. You can't be dumb. I get in trouble. I've thought myself out of so many opportunities. Correct?
Like what?
Well, a relationship, business, money. I want everyone to think, in the last 20 years, 10 years, how many times have you or your family or friends thought, analyzed yourself out of an opportunity? Maybe it was a trip, an investment. You could have bought some stock, a startup, right? Or you go, oh, I could have thought of that.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I had this idea. They stole it.
Yeah, because you didn't do it. You were thinking.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not that complicated. Now, if you're an engineer or a nuclear scientist, sure, it's complicated a bit, you know, and you got to be really smart. But business, look around. How come that it's rich and I'm not? Look at the business around. They're making money. They're successful on the internet and real estate. How can they do it? Because they didn't think themselves out of it. Think themselves you can.
So you're actually saying don't think so much? Let's just jump into opportunities
You got to know what
thinking?
you're doing. No. You just don't do it. You don't go and, but you have to have a system, a mentor, a coach, somebody. And that's what I had. Correct?
So this mentor, actually, if we're going back to the story with the mentor, he told you don't do it because you keep on saying you can't. You can't, sorry.
He said whatever you think, you're right. And this is very important. There's only one person that can change what you do, you.
Yeah.
Whatever you think, you're right. I can't change the way you think. Have you ever changed the way someone thinks?
Someone else, no.
They have
Only
to
mine.
want to.
Yeah.
They have to want to. And most people don't want to. It's okay.
I mean, they're coming to me, they're saying, I want to stand on the stage, but I'm so scared. I'm working with their mind and telling them there's other ways to look at it, but they're still saying, I'm scared, I'm not going to do it, I can't do it. So then I have a system that I actually created that works with your body, your mental, your breathing, and your voice. So when they do the exercises that I give them, they actually take out the sounds, the sentences that they keep on saying to themselves, like, I can't do it, with a physical motion as well. And then they started breathing exactly the new sentences inside. This is like meditation, but it's very active.
You replace it.
And it's
replace
amazing.
The word, replace the thought, replace
it's amazing.
the action.
But that's a system. Of course, if they don't train, if they don't do the exercises, they go back. Right. And the second time, the minute they need to go on stage, they're like, I'm scared, I can't do it. But if they do the exercises, you don't believe what happens. People that need to take like drugs to be cooler when they go on stage, they don't need anything.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's a great system.
It is.
In real estate, investing, I don't have the money. How can I find the money? There's no deals in Israel. How can I find a deal in Israel? How can I do business in another country? Correct? Other people are doing it. So when you change the word, like you, what you just taught, everything changes. And that's all we ask people is to be open and say other people are doing it. Correct? And if
how
they
can I?
You can.
And that's the question all the time. How can I? How can I?
And what I have to find myself doing is resisting. Like people right now are listening, yeah, but he's American, but it's different there, but it's a different country, but he's whatever.
And like we started, he's probably easy for him. Look at him with his suit, and this guy was homeless. So
catch yourself. I have to when you resist. What are you resisting?
Yeah.
Where does it
what
come
are you
from?
actually resistant to?
Yeah. And I think it's our mother, grandmother's voice, our teacher's voice, or our friend who said that's dangerous, don't do it. It's not really us.
Yeah. But it becomes us.
Yeah, and we want to do it. And I tell people, if what you're doing is working perfectly, keep doing it. And what happened to me was I did the hardest thing for any smart person to do, because sometimes I think I'm smart. Not all the time, but sometimes. And my mentor told me exactly what to do. Said, here's how you find a deal. You know, we'll find you investors with the money. We'll show you how to do it. You have to do the work.
Your mentor was actually doing real estate?
Yeah, he never graduated high school. If he walked in the seminar tonight or the group we had today, thank you.
You're welcome.
You would think he's homeless.
Really?
Very simple man, no education. I don't normally tell people this. I dedicated my books to him. He can't read or write.
Wow.
Today, they just did a thing. He was worth over $50 million US.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
And
he didn't work. He took 6 months vacation a year. No one now in Israel they take 6 months. I'm in Thailand for 6 months. India. In America, nobody takes 2 weeks. And that's what got me. It wasn't the money. I never thought I'd make money. I was like, can I take vacation?
How did you decide that this is the guy to be your mentor?
I didn't. Again, I believe life happens when you're open. And I met him. He was a client of a company that I was trying to work with. I made no money. We did financial planning. I never made any money at that. And he was referred to me. And I looked at him because I was in my suit. I thought I was doing good, even though I couldn't pay my bills. And here he was making a lot of money. He looked very simple. And I just listened to him and I looked at him. And I want people to think about the time they met somebody. And things change. Well, maybe you went to the army and you said, this is crazy. And then you said, well, if she did it or he did it, I can do it. Right? Or you met somebody and they told you about something, maybe an opportunity, a job, a connection. Maybe you met your shidduch through somebody. And you didn't decide, it just happened. I think the most amazing things in life happen when we're open. And most of the things I plan don't happen.
It's true, huh?
And most things I worry about don't happen. And the things I don't worry about happen. Right?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you say, I'm worried about it so much, it's probably going to happen. Because it's like, again, this sentence of this polished thing. Don't think about that so much because then it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But if you can't do anything about it, why worry about it? And if you can do something about it, do something and don't worry. Worry is the most wasted emotion. Correct? Don't tell my family that. That's 90% of what they do. They're worried about me right now. Robert's in Israel. They're going to kill him in the airport. All right?
Robert's in Israel.
Yeah, it's very dangerous.
Do they speak like that?
Yes. And, of course, I left Miami where the big hurricane came, but it didn't hit Miami, although that's what everybody was worried about for a week. So nothing happened. Thank you.
What are they going to worry about now? It's true. Where,
else.
there's this really funny, it's going around on YouTube or whatever, of this Indian master that's speaking and saying, are you worried? What are you worried about? Do you know this one?
No.
It's so funny.
Namaste.
And then he's like, namaste. And then he's like, are you worried? And you're like, yes, of course I'm worried. And then he's like, well, can you do something about it? And then you're like, well, yeah, I think I can.
Yeah.
So then why worry? And then you're like, yeah, okay, you're right. I'm the Israeli, right? You're saying to me, why worry? So I can't do anything about what can you do about that? And he's like, you can't do anything about it? And he's like, no, we can't. Then why worry? And you're like, man, I need to go to India.
It's too simple. We don't like it.
Of course we don't, because it's like, if you're worried about something and you can do something about it, don't worry. If you're worried about something and you can't do something about it, don't worry. So I'm not supposed to worry. So what am I supposed to do? Jump and do like everything I want to do. Take every opportunity that comes on my way.
Or at least be open to it.
Be open to it.
Right. Everything has a risk for doing it and a risk for not doing it. And I tell people here in Israel, New York, Miami, now some people lost money. They didn't have a system or the right training or whatever. But everybody knows in Israel they work 50 hours a week at some high-tech job burnout or whatever job they're at. And they should be proud. It's a great job. Yeah. And then they bought an apartment by accident. They didn't plan it. They have to need somewhere to live. So for 2 million shekels, they got a one-bedroom with a small bath somewhere in Tel Aviv. And now it's doubled, right? In 6 years or 5 years, correct?
Yeah.
And they made a million shekels just by accident by buying a property, but they're working all the time at a job they don't like. Maybe they should do a little more of the real estate and a little bit less of the working so hard. Does that make any sense?
Of course it does. But then they say, how can we? We don't have the money for it. And then you come and say, you don't need the money for it.
Right. They bought the apartment with a loan from the bank. Yes. Probably. Not everybody.
Yeah, most of them.
Or they got a loan that their mother, Abba, Ima, got them, or their uncle, or whatever.
Definitely loans.
We have 9 ways. There are people in America, and Israel too a little bit more in America, they'll just loan on the property. They don't care about you. So you find a good deal below market, they'll just give you all the money.
Amazing.
They charge interest, but it's a good deal, so you're making money. Now, people in Israel and America say, well, wait a minute, it's not about what I'm making. I don't want them to make any money. Right? People worry about that. Well, why would they do that? Or why would they do this? Or whatever. All you got to do is worry about what you're going to do. Now, everything's got to be win-win.
Yeah,
you don't do any deal that's not win-win. This is win-win. I'm having fun.
Totally,
right?
Me too.
And
I got a watch.
Take it. It matches your dress.
I know, but I don't go with watches anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course it's win-win.
But wealth
everything
is an attitude,
should be.
success is an attitude, investing is an attitude.
And being open to opportunities is an attitude as well.
Yeah.
As you told me before, you have those young, which is an amazing thing you guys do, that you have all those young homeless boys and girls and you tell them, come, we're going to teach you. And some of them say, no, I'm going to stay here. They're homeless, they don't know anything, and they still don't come. Yeah. How can we look at ourselves and ask ourselves, when do we keep what we have so strong, even when we want to move forward? And when are those opportunities are coming towards us, and we can't even see them because we're just like, this kind of, like, how do you say it for the horse?
Yeah, blindfolded.
Yeah, and you're just like running. Sometimes I know I am from the Redhead energy. Just like running. You can't see, like, if you're going to open it for a second, maybe there's other options here,
And what happened to me, the hardest thing for me to do, and for most people, is get out of my ego. The guy told me what to do.
Who has ego here?
He
no
was
ego here.
money.
Do you guys have ego? I don't have ego. Do you have ego?
A little bit
no,
still.
Israelis don't have ego.
And I debated him, I argued with him, I resisted him, and then finally one day...
The mentor.
Yeah, I was in so much pain. I couldn't pay my bills, I made no money, I made no deals, and it was the hardest thing. I let go. I said, you know what, maybe I should just do what he says. Maybe I should just argue with him. You ever had you're the coach, you're an actor, you had great success, I've seen you in front of thousands of people, and people go, well, I don't know about that. That won't work for me. No, no.
They do it all the time.
Yeah. If Tiger Woods or the best basketball player in Israel or whoever, Keith Richards is going to show me guitar, I'm going to listen. But when someone shows how to make money, we're like, no, that won't work. I'm not going to listen to them. I'm going to do this. And here's the real thing. I started thinking 5, 10, 15 years. Can I keep working this hard? I'm not making any money, or maybe some money, physically, am I going to be happy? And where do you want to be 5, 10, 15 years now? What's going to get you? When I say wealthy, everybody worries about money. Let's get the money thing taken care of. Once you have the money coming in, whether it's real estate or business or whatever you're doing, then you can do what you want to do. Travel, family, art, or whatever. Or do more business if you want to make more money. Or get a bigger house, whatever you're into.
You actually
or help
started,
more people.
Which you do a lot. And you actually started with the business, you listened to your mentor. When was the time that you actually started going on stage and teaching other people this skill?
Craziest thing. A year and a half after I finally got started, I had 15 properties. I'm an open book.
A year after?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe 14 months, whatever. And people don't talk about money. I'm coming from a Jewish family. Never talk
don't talk about money.
I was making $6,000, $7,000 a month.
After,
I'm 29 years old.
Oh my God.
All my friends, and that's tax-free. So even in, by the way, there's taxes in America. Can you believe that? Everyone says Israel, though taxes are worse. They're about the same. So my friends are making $10,000 a month in banks and accountings and lawyers, and they're putting $5,000, $6,000 in their pocket.
Yeah.
It's not what you make; it's what you keep.
Yes, that's
Correct?
true. That's true.
And when you work for somebody else, they take a lot of taxes. When you have a business, you get a lot of right. Just ask the government. Ask your leaders. Right?
I know.
A lot of write-offs, legally,
Jeez.
and illegally, but legally.
Yeah.
Anyway, so all my friends are like, how are you doing this? You don't have any job. You're not working. You're at the gym. I'm traveling a little bit. You're not stressed. And they all ask me to do it. So I can't type. I have dyslexia.
Yeah.
No one can read my handwriting. So I had a friend help me write a 10-page report. And I gave it to people. I said, for free. I said, here's how I do it. Here's how I find it.
So you were sitting with your friend. You were telling him
they
what
kept
you're
saying,
doing.
how do you do it? How do you do it? How do you be an actor? How do you make money? And I wrote a handbook. And then somebody got the little written thing and said, that'd be a book. I'm like, what? They said, write a book. I'm like, I'm never going to write a book. I didn't make a decision to write a book. They said, write a book. So I wrote a book.
How did you write the book? Because many people I know wants to write a book, they don't write a book.
Yeah.
How did you actually do it?
So just like investing, just like real estate, just like there's a start. I took a piece of paper and I wrote down what I want to say, and I would block a time. We teach for a block time, an hour. Dad was busy, 30 minutes, 2 hours, whatever. Start writing. Now the first book I hand wrote with some help. Nobody could read it, so I had to read it to them. And then somebody typed it. Now I record my books.
Oh,
so
great.
if you want to write a book, record it. If I say, hey, tell me about this, tell me about that, you're like, hey, la, 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 la.
And then
we
you
record it, you send it to India or the Philippines, somebody types it for what, then you edit.
Yeah.
So I do 3 books a year now for
Wow.
fun. So I like to do. It's fun.
It's fun.
And
3 books a year, guys.
And then somebody said, come speak to our group. And I'm about what? Like, why would you want to hear me? For the first 10 years of my life, I didn't speak. And then when I did speak, people told me to shut up. I'm not kidding. Bad, what was wrong with you? And I talk about one thing. They said, tell us what you're doing. I'm like, really? Why would you want to hear about that? And everybody has a gift.
Yeah.
Everyone watching and listening has a gift. What's your gift? I didn't know what my gift was. I was told I had no gifts.
You were told that you were
And
worth
then I
nothing.
wrote a little bit, and I recorded, and I spoke, and I liked it, and I liked real estate, I liked helping people. And then people say, well, why do you teach, and why do you whatever? I make money, yeah, we all make money. But I always tell people, have you ever helped somebody? And we have literally, I think now 300-400 Israelis in the last 5-6 years who've come to us, and they all say the same thing. I can't do it, it's long distance, I don't have the money, I don't have the credit, I don't have the time, my mother says it won't work. We know, that's what I heard too. And we have students here doing 5, 10, 20 deals a month.
Wow.
Now, not all of them do that. Everybody goes their own pace. Same with me. If you would have told me I'd have 15 properties in a year or two, I'd be like, well, it's impossible. I don't have no money, no credit. But once you do it, and I ask people, why do I do it? We're helping people. And we had our community meeting last night, about 140 investors that we've trained here in Israel. And they come up, I quit my job. I just took a 6-month vacation. One girl today said, because of real estate, I'm going to Thailand. I'm like, oh, when did you decide to do that? She goes, today.
Oh, that's so nice.
I mean, who could just say, today I'm going to go to Thailand? I said, for how long? A week? She goes, no, a month or 2. The money's coming in from real estate.
That's
she was so
amazing.
happy. She used to work. She didn't have a job now. She does investing. And she was so happy. They thank us. And have you ever helped somebody? Forget about whether you make $5,000 or $50,000. When you help somebody, how does it feel?
The most amazing feeling.
Yeah. And you have a gift. Find out what your gift is. Do it. Or do a business. If it's not real estate, find something to make money. Stop making other people money. When you work for somebody else, you're building their business.
So true.
Build your own business, even just a little bit. I started part-time. I only had 3 or 4 hours a week, 2 hours a week. I didn't quit my job. And then it was so great I couldn't afford to go to work. Then I did more and more and more. And I'm more excited about real estate and money and opportunities than what about the market in the U.S. and Trump? I'm like, what about it? It's a reality show. It's not real. Correct?
Another thing in our mind that people are saying.
There's always a deal. There's always an opportunity.
There's always opportunities.
Right.
Yeah.
And any market, and there is no market. People say the U.S. market. The U.S. is 50 countries. Israel market, Tel Aviv. There's different parts of Tel Aviv.
It's true.
Acting. There's theater. There's film. There's radio. There's voiceover. Which acting? Correct? There's always a way to make money. There's always an opportunity if you're open. Correct?
So true.
And so true. You ever hear this fear? Like I'm scared?
Me? Never.
No, not you, the people.
Of course I did. Also me,
We have to go in a minute, but I want to say this about fear. What keeps people from starting investing, starting as acting, whatever, or speaking? I had fear, and I love in Israel, they go, listen, I'm really scared about starting and learning, and what if I make a mistake? And I'm like, I love this in Israel. Have you been in the military? Were you in the military?
Actually, no.
No, it's okay. Not everybody is. They do the volunteer, or they whatever. But most people, right, are in the military.
Yeah, 99%.
Even I was in Godna.
Really?
Yeah, don't even.
You just did.
I lost 3 kilos. The food was horrible. But anyway, it was a little experience. But anyway, and I said, what was your job? And I was a tank commander, a fighter, a Golani brigade. I did this and that. And I'm like, really? And you're scared of starting a business or making a move or starting something new?
You know why? Because being in the army is a part of the materia that goes anyways in the habits of being Israeli. Programming.
Right. And we follow wealth training and real estate training the way the military does. See, do, teach. How do you get 100,000 Israelis, the best trained in the world, or 1.4 million Americans who pretty good, from all walks of life to fight, ride tanks, missiles. See, do, teach. You see how to load the gun 50 times. They make you do it, correct? Or do the push-ups or clean the tank or whatever you're doing. And then they make you teach the person next to you. We do see. Here's how you make offers. Here's how you find the money. Here's how you do the contract without risk, the right way. Then you have to do it. We're there, so you can't make a mistake. Do it, make a call, make an offer, make an offer, make an offer. And after you do it 20, 30 times, just like the gun, guess what happens?
You started teaching other people.
Bingo. And then you really learn it.
Yeah.
Right? You saw acting, then you did acting, now you teach presentation.
Yeah, totally.
And it's the same system, step by step. There is
amazing.
System to acting, a system to wealth, a system to speaking, a system to presenting, a system of Facebook Live, a system to what everybody's doing. And once you learn the system, you go, it's not that bad. It's okay.
Wow, this was like one of the best lives I've ever had, and I enjoyed it so much. I mean, this is why... Toda lecha, mami. I mean, when we started this live, I said, you really are a redhead, right? And you were like, no, like dye my hair and stuff like that. But I think you are. This is the Redhead month, international, celebrating redheads all around the world. And in Israel, they're just doing it for one weekend in Europe and in America. But here I decided to do it the whole month. Yeah. And I said, I want to interview only redheads. And that's why for me, you were the most redhead person to interview. The energy, the fire, the passion, I just loved it. And I'm sure everyone enjoyed it so much. So,
and by the way, people say, I don't have the passion. Do something you love, you'll find the passion.
It's so true.
I was not like this before when I was a waiter or working at a business. I was like, my name is Robert, and life sucks.
Of course.
You've got to find what you love to do. You do what you love what you do, and you can make money doing what you love to do.
It's so true. I do today. Robert does it all the time.
Yeah, or make the money so you can do what you love. And then you feel good. You put it together and say, I love making the money because I'm doing what I love. The tzedakah, the charity, the traveling, the family, time, whatever you're into. Everybody can do it if they want.
Yeah, and I'm sure you guys want. So thank you. And we're going to give all the gifts that Robert said you guys are going to get from him. And also a link to his next event in Israel.
And you'll take the watch and you take the gifts.
And yes, and thank you so much for watching. Everyone that watches us live and everyone that's going to watch us after. Come to Robert's event, because if you see him here in live and you think this is energy, you're going to die when you're going to see this guy on stage.
I'm in Israel every 2 or 3 months for years, and I'll keep coming. We're just getting started. And by the way, one last thing. I want to wish you and everybody Lashana Tova. The healthiest, happiest, best New Year ever. Full of love, success, health, and all of your dreams and prayers. Please, that they get answered at the speed of light. Thank you so much, Robert. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Bye bye.
See you soon. להתראות.